or want to have. There is this evil thing which stands in the way. And I pray that we will come to that moment where we will know, where we will be able to discover these things, the truth, and realize that just as the Christians or the Muslims or whatever we believe or faith is accuse the others of pagans or atheists or whatever it is, that we all have the same fault that we live with every day. And no one is actually right in any sense until we have the humanist approach to life, the humanist thoughts approach to life. And that daydreaming thing will be washed away, from our lives, so we can see accurately the way to go. I'll have to, end this session and find ways to sort of continue again. Sadly enough, I couldn't go into deeper session of the Genesis, but as I said, it just being a Genesis, we can go deeper and go into the New Testament, go into the Quran, and we can reveal so many things that will prove to us, for us to know that these are things that are so confusing, that makes our lives confused and makes us end up fighting and hating each other. And you can't even see somebody by the face and you hate that person by nature. It is something that becomes natural to us. Such an evil thing becoming so natural to us. I realize these signs in me, but I'm making the first the beginning, the first step, of washing myself of all these rubbish characteristics which I don't need in my life, and I believe everybody don't need that. You see young children or younger people, younger than me, who have no, haven't got much experience, but naturally have developed some spirit in them that place them in this position where they hate without a cause. They destroy without a cause, without thinking things through. And it is something which is happening. So whatever the situation is, according to the book of Deuteronomy 12:32, it says, "Whatever I command you, be careful to observe it. You shall not add to it, nor take away from it." This is God, this is God Jehovah in the Bible saying this to the people. Whatever I command you, make sure that you don't add to it and you do not take from it. Deuteronomy chapter 2 verse 32. Whatever I command you, do not take from it, do not add to it. For instance, the commandments, like 10 commandments, do not add to it, do not take from it. But we add to it and we always take from it, and nothing happens to us. Or maybe that is why so many things are happening to us, whichever way we choose. But before we go there, we have to think it through. That is it God that has been speaking to us? Was it God that spoke to those people who wrote the book? And was it the same God that has been speaking to us? Is it the same God that has been speaking to the other religious people? Or that they have taken the mantle onto themselves? Or because some famous person has been able to convince people, has been able to sort of capture people's mind to follow him up to today, because somehow the things he said inspired them. That can easily be the case, and it has to be considered carefully. But I'm not somebody who idolize people, or somebody who somehow fall into the hands of people or models, or let's say a fan of anybody. I see people as the same as I see myself. From my growing up age, being among friends who were rich, I never idolized them. I never saw them And I will advise, if I had a chance or I have to advise anybody, I'll put it there, that you do not have to idolize anybody. This is the situation where I don't mind what you have said or what you have told me. I might like the statement you have used. I might like something that I read about you, or something that I saw you do. I might be inspired by it, but I will not idolize you. I will not follow you like a dog in any way. You chose your life. You go where you're going. Whatever you may be doing at some point might not be as adorable as I have adored them now. 20 years to come, I may not be adoring the same thing anymore. So what's the point? What is the reason for me to follow that thing, or to sort of make that? What about me? There are things about me that somebody might like or might want to idolize, but I don't give room for that. I don't give room for people to follow me out, because it's a wrong thing. It's a bad attitude. It's a bad character. It's a bad influence against that person and myself. So I wouldn't even encourage that. But I know others, it is something which people enjoy, the fact that they are being praised and being put up high. So we have to know that was the case with all these prophet ideas and this leadership that we see here, that they like the idea of being praised and being lifted up. And there was something that they did, which brought about people idolizing them and all that. And that rumor never ceased or never ended at that time. Today we call people like Alexander the Great. Whatever he did, he was able to catch the eye of many people, and his name has lived to today. We have so many people. Moses may be the same thing, and something that he did, something that happened in his time, made his name live up to today. And if you read a lot of stories you get about him, that shows that what he did was something that catches the eye. But that doesn't mean that I have to relate that to the fact that it is God or God led that man. It could be that he had some powers and he did what he did, but I have to look through the text. And looking through the text, I discovered that there is a conflicting error or mistake, merging errors, which are serious, conflicting statements or text, which brings about a strong doubt about who really is speaking, or who really spoke, or who really has given these messages. And when we consider these things carefully, it helps us to make the right choices. It helps us to sort of emotionally and physically become better than we would have wished to be. It helps us to have mental strength, to be able to not to be easily deceived or be carried away by anything. It helps us to establish our grounds of faith and our hope in whatever the idea of God is. It helps us to sort of build a good foundation of who God is, so that the complications of what we live every day regarding God being Allah, God being Jehovah, God being Elohim, God being whatever name, God being Buddha, God being Karma, people have all sort of name calling God, would all come to a place where you can have clear understanding that no, I have to admit that God cannot be the conflicting of all. He cannot be the one making all this conflicting thing. It will tarnish his image. It will make him look different. It will make him lose his grounds of who he really is. And I think God is smarter than that he will not allow such thing to do, because I'm supposed to believe, if according to the Bible, I'm supposed to believe that now whatever I'm doing now, God knew that I'm going to do this. Whatever happens to me in my life, God knew. There's a revealing text which reveals that before Esau was born, God knew Esau. Before Jacob was born, God knew Jacob. These are twins that were fighting in the belly. No, God knew my future, knew my past. He knew everything about me. So if he's writing anything about today or about me, he's going to write it in such a way that there won't be any mistakes. If he's giving an advice to me of what to do, he will not advise me in such a way that 20